Hey guys, it's MKxJUMP here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Delacium, the new hero for the Abyss faction. He's a mage, and he looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, his skills and abilities really complement each other, and I think he's going to make a fantastic addition to the Idle Heroes metagame. So, let's go check him out. Before even addressing his stats and skills, Delacium just looks cool, alright? Look at the horns and the lizard face with the burning eyes and this cape that seems to flow really well. I really like what the DH Games artists have done with this one, because sometimes their characters look a bit ugly. I'm looking at you, Garuda, but this is actually quite a really clean artwork, and I just like the idea that this is a fire mage, and just, yeah, fire mage is a cliche, but this is cool, right? Like, he's pretty badass. But anyway, let's move across and look at the stats. Not even the skills, just the stats. That health stat is pretty high for a mage. It's higher than Dark Arthandol's, way higher than Valentino's. I do know Valentino has some form of damage reduction, so arguably a little bit tankier there. But for Delacium, 560k isn't bad. That's a really fat and substantial health stat for a mage. It's not terrible. And the next stat, his attack, is huge. 34,000 is massive. And if Delacium has anything that's going to enhance this and turn it into a big bursty hero, already from that, I'm getting the impression this guy is going to hit hard. Armor stat, 1600, that's pretty standard, nothing to write home about. But his speed stat as well, he's got this new god stat for speed, 1218, like a speed higher than 1200 a while ago was nearly unheard of, very rare, but now it seems it's more commonplace. Carry is there at 1218, and now so is Delacium. And being as fast as Carry is really important, because it means in speed ties, as the attacker, your Delacium is going to outspeed. Now, obviously that's brilliant. Your Carry is also going to outspeed, so again, really good. However, if you swap that round and you're the defender, you're just slightly not quick enough to outspeed carries if they're using energy. So that brings the question, should I run speed on Delacium? Well, we're going to talk about that a little later on. But straight up, incredible speed, fantastic health, massive attack. Already this looks like it could be a fantastic hero. So let's start with his skills. Now I want to start with his second passive, because we'll move across the passives and then we'll talk about his active skill last. But here we go with Extreme Rage. So this is his passive bonuses. So plus 30% to health, that makes sense considering his high health stat. Plus 40% to attack, again that explains why he has a high attack stat. But here we've got 35% chance to crit. Ooh, okay, so he's already got high attack and he has an increased chance to crit. And bear in mind, as a mage, his guild tech is going to boost his crit as well. So that's exciting. Control immunity plus 30%. Yes, please. Control immunity is going to be really nice for helping him to not get CC'd and make his active skills go off more reliably, assuming he doesn't get hit by a carry who's going to steal his energy. And finally, we get speed plus 60, which explains why he's pushing in at 1218. This, guys, is a hero of some fantastic margin. Like, wow. Alright, these stats, just as they line up, HP, attack, crit, and speed, plus control immune. Very nice passives indeed. Moving across now to his second passive, this is Durative Weakness. This gives his basic attack the ability to target 3 random enemies, dealing 250% of his attack damage. So that's a spread attack, hitting 3 enemies for 250% of his already high attack stat. Combine that with his chance to crit, this is looking scary. He then deals an extra 250% of attack damage, plus an additional 250% for each different debuff the target has. So whether it's burn, poison, the fact their attack's been reduced, their speed's been reduced, whether they're CC'd, right? This stacks with debuffs. So not only is the hero that you're attacking going to be punished for having debuffs, just naturally because debuffs make them worse, and they're now getting more damage in return from Delacium. So this means control and manipulation of the opponent's team just became a lot more exciting, because Delacium is going to hurt people for being in that situation, which is really exciting. That's an extra 250% of Delacium's already high attack stat to punish the opponent for being in a crippled state. This is looking very nice. Now we move to Transmissive Seed, which is his final passive, and this is really good. When a round ends, he replicates 3 random damage over times or attribute reductions on 1 random enemy to an additional 2 random enemies. So he takes damage over time, whether it's burn, poison, or bleed, and some attribute reduction, so whether that's a speed decrease, an attack decrease, and spreads that across the enemy. So it basically says, right, you're in a bad state, we're going to make everyone else as bad as you. And I find this quite humorous because it's basically a disease spreading across the opponent. You go, right, you're infected, we're going to infect 2 more. Kind of fitting considering the current pandemic that's sweeping across our world right now. So a little bit tasteless, but it's funny. Assuming the hero he hits is already affected by these damage over times and attribute reductions, this is going to spread and become really strong. Now that means you're going to have to put Delacium into a team that can reduce attributes, that can deal damage over time, right? This means Delacium is not just a hero you can just go, yeah, I'm just going to throw this in any old team. It has to be a team where he can augment their abilities. But that doesn't mean Delacium is bad. It actually means he's brilliant, because there are so many heroes out there that already do damage over time, that already provide attribute reductions, that are good heroes that you already want to run. This seems awesome. Look at Cthulhu, fantastic burn. You've got Horus, who can bleed. You've got heroes that can strip away attack, heroes that can reduce speed, which is really strong right now. Nakia looks like a fantastic partner for this hero because she reduces speed and she can bleed. So this works really well. And that's not just the only hero. There are loads of heroes out there that do provide attack steal or reduces in speed or reductions in crit. This makes Delacium really spicy and makes your heroes that already debilitate the opponents even better. I love this passive. This is super strong. It has to be at the end of the round, and that doesn't even mean it can be stopped. The only thing that can stop this is Tara's seal. So as long as Delacium doesn't get sealed, he is going to be doing this, and it's going to be strong. And importantly, it does say each effect can be replicated up to 3 layers. So that means if Nakia has slowed down the entire backline, you can then hit an enemy who is slowed down to slow down 2 that are already slowed down even more. So they can be slowed down 2-fold to be even slower. Oh, it's so strong. Oh, I love it. And now for the creme de la creme, Ray of Delacium. This is his active skill. This deals 400% of attack damage against 4 random enemies. So you thought basic attack hitting 3 was good, hitting 4 with his active is even better. And it's not 250 this time, it is 400% of dealing damage. And what you have to see here that's also really good is it has that same carryover ability, which means that you're going to deal an extra 400% damage, and that's going to increase by another addition for each different debuff that the target has. So this can become huge swathes of damage, considering that he already increases the number of debuffs on your opponents just by naturally doing it through his final passive. He's then going to use that against them to deal even more damage. This hero is a machine. Throw in added crit to this guy, and he's going to be tearing through opponents. And the thing that I love most about this is his active skill is just an upgraded version of his basic attack. So if Carry steals his energy, he doesn't care. He's still going to be hitting like a truck with his basic attack. And if he does get an active skill off, he's just going to be annihilating opponents because that active skill is just an even better version of his basic attack. It also has this added ability which gives him a 70% chance to extend the remaining rounds of all damage over time, attribute reductions, and control effects on the target, so he can increase the length the hero is petrified or stunned for. He can increase the length of poison, he can increase the length of burn. This seems really strong. He can increase the time that a hero is slowed down or their attack is reduced. This is nice. Now, one thing that is important about the Ray of Delacium is that this is also stopped by Purify. So if you extended the length of a thing, Purify can still just switch it off anyway. So it could be that you do get unlucky, his active skill goes off, you extend the length of Petrify, and then Purify gets rid of the Petrify. Or Belrain uses her active skill and removes it anyway. So there is a sense of disappointment that this could get stopped. But really, that final part of his active skill is just a bonus. It's not something that's going to be making or breaking Delacium as a hero. It's just an added benefit. Like, his basic attack is already really strong, and you would arguably not care if his active skill doesn't go off, which means that Carry can't touch this guy. Like, he doesn't really care. The only thing Carry's going to do is just reduce the amount of damage he does because he's using a basic instead of an active. He still naturally synergizes really well, and the thing that makes him really good is he's just crippling the opponents. If he gets an active skill off, brilliant. It's just a win more. This hero is so good in PvP. I just think he's going to be really good. Like, is he going to be broken? I'm not sure. Like, look at Garuda and Carry. They are insane. Like, Carry steals energy. Garuda has the ability to rain down additional damage after additional damage after additional damage, and it is relentless. And it goes again and again and again. Delacium, on the other hand, can be stopped by CC. If he's petrified, nah. The only thing he's going to be doing is his Transmissive Seed. If you CC him with a Seal from Tara, okay, he's doing nothing. So there is the chance that Delacium can get stopped because he's relying completely on his basic attack and his active skill. Now, that's a problem. But obviously, DH Games knew this, so they've given him 30% control immunity. So what do I want to put on this guy? Well, I would love to get his control immunity higher. So you're going to want to give him Purify. Basically, yes please, and you're probably going to want to run him with someone like Belrain or Gustin that can remove CC off him, or even better, try the Magic Stone Sword. It might not be the best choice for Delacium, but Magic Stone Sword could be really tasty, and if you're going down that route, you got to remember this guy wants to be built for crit. So again, there's two big ways to increase this dude's crit. Number one is with stones, so we could give him a crit attack stone. Totally would love that. That would be fantastic. That's going to make his crit damage go up, which means when he does crit, he's going to crit like a machine. Now, you could also give this guy the Punisher of Immortal, because that is another way to increase his attack, crit, and crit damage. So Delacium has ways of becoming a machine. Like, look at that, 50% crit damage. That's huge. So you could go all out, kind of like Penny, and go with a crit attack stone and the Punisher of Immortal to make this guy hit like a machine. Or you could go a little more conservative and give him the Magic Stone Sword artifact, as I mentioned earlier, which will improve his attack, again boosting that already high attack stat, giving him some much needed damage reduction so he doesn't die, because he has no form of reduction yet, and as well 25% control immune, which will stack with his already existing control immunity to make him a pretty hard to kill guy. You get some further control immunity from additional bonuses such as his armor, and he's going to be hard to stick. Now, if you can't stick him, his basic attack and active skill are going to go off, which means this guy is going to hit like a machine. And that is where it comes down to you as a player. You're probably going, well, what do I want? Alright? What do I want Delacium to do? Because he's already got a high speed stat. What if I just want him to go really quickly to make sure that my opponents are getting these extended CCs and debilitated effects? But I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. The only thing making him really quick will do is make him outspeed carries that he's tied against, because people are running Carry with a speed stone and she's got 12-18. So if you want Delacium to be able to tie with a Carry, you're going to need to give him a speed stone. If you want him to be able to go quicker, you're going to need to give him a speed artifact, and that doesn't seem to me very optimal. Now sure, because he's weak to CC, going quick means other heroes aren't going to get the chance to CC him. That is the only redeemable fact I can see for wanting to build this guy for speed, and there is a free-to-play artifact which is available to you guys if you don't have these higher-end artifacts which can benefit that playstyle. If we switch across to the artifacts once again, I can show you that the Abyss faction has their own artifact which could be interesting if given to Delacium. Here it is, it's called the Hammer of Hopelessness. This gives 66 speed, an additional bit of HP, so it doesn't give him attack, which is a shame, but because you've put it on an Abyss hero, it will give him an additional 15% crit. Now this isn't a massive boost, but it will improve his chance to crit, so combine this with crit attack stone, you're going to be able to see a more reliable crit from Delacium, but also with a boosted speed stat to make him go quicker than certain heroes so that he can very much reliably get off before being hit by CC. Is this going to be the best option though? I'm not sure. I would rather give him something like Magic Stone Sword or give him something like the Punisher of Immortal. But if you don't have those, I can see this being a viable artifact indeed to give to Delacium. The other stone worth mentioning is speed. I did say if you want to get him to outspeed a carry and you're the attacker, the way to do that is to give him a speed stone. And I think for Delacium, the best stone to give him would be speed crit, because this is going to improve his crit chance. Now this won't improve his crit damage, so I would say if you're going for crit, you definitely want to give him the Punisher Immortal in that case. So you don't get the bonus of crit damage from his stone because you're going for speed instead, but with the Punisher of Immortal, that isn't going to matter. So, how is this guy actually going to perform across the different areas of the game? I've already said I think he's going to be really good in PvP, but what's he going to be like in PvE? Well, look guys, he's a massive damage dealer. That's already a tick. He's boosting people with damage over time, so that makes Sigmund really good. That's going to make Nakia really good. Heroes that already synergize really well in PvE. Combine that with the fact that this guy can improve the number of dots. He can reduce opponents even further to make them deal less damage to you. It seems Delacium is not only going to be fantastic at PvP, but also good at PvE, which means Delacium, for me, is one of the best all-round heroes we've seen since Garuda. Now, this doesn't mean that Delacium is a standalone hero on his own. No, he has to be in a team, so he can't solo carry like Garuda can at the end of fights, but that's because Garuda's completely designed to do that. It's a different hero. You can't, it's like comparing apples with oranges. Garuda heals when heroes die, and then deals a massive load of damage at the end. That's not what Delacium is designed to do. Delacium is designed to make your heroes that deal more damage do more damage. He's designed to make your heroes that reduce opponents' effects to reduce them more effectively. He's designed to make your CC heroes be much more effective at CC by improving that CC duration by a round, or improving the number of heroes that have been CC'd. You see guys, Delacium makes your good heroes even better, as well as being a really good hero on his own. And that is what makes Delacium one of the best heroes I think we've seen released to this game in a while that isn't a light and dark hero, because not only does he support your team, he is a standalone damage dealer that will do incredible damage. That makes Delacium a really efficient hero in a meta now where it's really hard to decide which heroes get into your 6 for your team. A hero that can not only improve your team, but also deal a crap load of damage at the same time, makes Delacium fantastic. Combine him with a pet like Dragon, you're improving his holy damage and his crit, and you're also potentially stunning people with Dragon, which Delacium will then, using his passive, spread out to opponents. So it makes Dragon really strong, and I'd love to pair Dragon with Delacium. In fact, I really want to get my hands on this hero, so from now on, I'm going to be replacing an Abyss. I'm going to be chasing Delacium, because I think Delacium is going to be insane. I love this hero, and I hope you do too. So guys, if you like this hero as much as I do, why don't you hit that like button? Why don't you hit subscribe for some more content? And if you liked this video, why don't you leave a comment down below, share your thoughts with me, and tell me anything you think I missed. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you want to catch some more content, you can find it over on the other side of the screen. And as always, guys, have a great week, and happy idling.